Hello, welcome to English 90, English 95. I just wanted to take a brief moment to welcome you to the class since we don't get a lot of face-to-face interactions in this course. It's nice to just kind of see what your instructor looks like. And then also just give you some tips and information about how to approach our class, navigating our class, so that you're not kind of feeling left behind or like you can't find something that you need. So what I'm going to do is just pop back to our class's main screen. So I'm on the home page. This is where you will log in. This is what pops up. So this is the first thing. You don't have to go to a whole bunch of other places to do work in our class. So everything is right here on this main screen. Under each week, you're going to see, and these are set up as weekly modules. So basically it's kind of like a unit saying, hey, this is everything we're doing during this week. You'll find a checklist. The checklist is going to give you literally a checklist of the assignments for the week. This is something that I would really recommend just printing out, and then as you're completing each task, check it off, because then you'll know that you've done all of the things that you needed to accomplish each week. Canvas is pretty good, but it doesn't always send out reminders. It doesn't always have due dates posted where you think it should be. And so following that checklist is a really clean, easy way to make sure that you're getting everything done that you need to do. Under each week, besides the checklist, you'll find the work that we need to accomplish on Thursday and the work that you need to do by Sunday. So when you click on an assignment, it's going to pull up any videos that you need to watch. It may have links to different things, like here's the link to our discussion directions right here. It's going to have all the information that you need to complete that activity. So always make sure to read through closely instructions. That is really the number one way students don't do well in an online class, is failing to read instructions closely or failing to just read some of the content closely. Because this isn't face-to-face, you don't have the opportunity to gain missed contact in class, during class. It really is all kind of on the computer, so you can't afford to skip over or gloss over a whole bunch of stuff. So when there's a video, make sure to click on it. When there's links, click on them. And really pay attention to kind of that extra content, because it's very important. If something is optional, I will literally have it labeled as optional, meaning when it's not optional, it's on you to make sure that you are thoroughly reading, taking in all of that information, because you're going to be expected to apply it elsewise. One of the other videos you're going to see is going to be about reading in an online class, and that's going to give you some really specific tips about how to read assignments in class to make sure you're not missing key things. So again, that's kind of another tool that can help set you up in the right direction. A couple of other pieces about the online class. There is this calendar button that you can see on the left-hand side of the screen, and then there's also this to-do list on the right-hand side of the screen. Please, please ignore those sections. They are extremely problematic. Neither one of them is going to capture all of the work that you need to complete. The only place that has all the work you need to do is literally on our homepage in each module. So really make sure that you're following the modules. Also, each module is set up in a really intentional order of information. So if you try and skip around in the module, sometimes that can also lead to some confusion. So make sure that you're trying to go in order of information, because it's intentionally set up that way. So that can really help just make sure that you're finding what you need as well. Couple other little things about Canvas that I wanted to mention, besides just the directions and kind of following the modules. When you do submit assignments, so I'll pretend. So this is an assignment that I pretended to submit as a student. When I click back on that assignment, you'll see the submission information right here. So it has submission details, what I uploaded, and it has the date, the time. I can download and click and check exactly what assignment I submitted to make sure that I uploaded the correct file. Every quarter, I will have a couple students email me after I've graded something, and they'll be like, oh, I turned it in. And I'm like, there's nothing there, or what you submitted is not complete. And then they go back and look and realize that they hadn't turned in the correct file. So really make sure, first of all, when you're saving your homework, that you're labeling it in a very clear way so that you're not confusing documents. But then when you submit something, go back in here and make sure that you are checking to see that you submitted the correct work. If not, then of course you can always get that assignment resubmitted, and you just click the resubmit assignment button and follow the same format as you would just submit it the first time. So again, really checking to make sure that you turned in the correct information is really important, because I can only grade what I have access to. So again, make sure to check stuff once it's submitted. And then finally, online classes, they're not perfect. If you come across a link that is not working, or you're having some sort of technical challenge, getting something to open up, or you can't, the formatting looks off, make sure that you're reaching out to me for help well in advance of assignments being due. This kind of goes back to, you can't wait till the last minute to do assignments. You really need to be looking at assignments well before the due date, so that if there is something that you're having challenges with, or that's confusing, you have time to reach out for help before the assignment is due. So I can't kind of emphasize that enough, to not wait till the last minute. Don't procrastinate. Really find some sort of schedule where you can get work in advance, so that if there is any issues, there's plenty of time to address it before the due date comes around. Once a due date is passed, then something's going to be considered late. And so we really want to make sure to address any challenges, questions, things that come up before that happens. A couple of other just little tidbits. When it comes to having stuff graded, of course, there's not going to be anything graded yet because we're just starting the quarter. But what you'll do is you will go to the grade box. We'll see if my Canvas will bring it up. It may or may not. And you'll be able to look at exactly what has been submitted. And what you'll find is that once something's graded, there's going to be little icons out here to the side. So you can click on those to see if there's a rubric. You can see how the rubric is marked, what scores you earned. You can click and see my specific comments. So it gives you a lot of information beyond just looking at your score. So again, once things start to get graded, make sure that you're looking for that feedback as well. And then last, kind of two little things I wanted to mention. You can always reach me through our regular college email, but also Canvas has an inbox. This is an inbox that you can use for messaging me. It is a messaging system, but you should still use professional email etiquette. So, make sure you're punctuating things. Nothing should ever be in all caps or all lowercase. Like, you still want to apply, regular writing rules. And you can message your instructor through there. So that's something that you can use to get in touch with me. And I check Canvas and email regularly, so I typically will get back to you pretty quick. And by quick, I mean within 2 business days. So it's not going to be an instant response. It's not an instant messenger. It's similar to an email, but it's a separate system for messaging. So I just wanted to point that out in case you were not familiar with it. Don't be afraid to click around on all the different buttons on Canvas. You're not going to break anything. Like, anything you have access to, you can click around and see what it does and where it takes you. And the more familiar you become with Canvas, the better. And then finally, you're going to see, if you scroll down beneath our weekly modules, that I have links to helpful videos and links to helpful handouts. So if there's something that you're struggling with, if there's something that you're like, wow, I just need more information, check these sections, because there really is a lot of additional resources posted for you to access and use. So I hope you found this a little bit helpful in getting started. Of course, any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. I'm happy to help. I'm happy to answer questions. And I look forward to getting to know you all and working with you throughout the quarter. Have a wonderful first week. And if you need anything, please let me know.